はい、さて、皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか。エッジキュートです。今日もね、まったり、宇宙の冒険を、だらだらとのんびりとやっていきたいと思います。まあ、とりあえずね、ちょっとね、進撃の巨人の方の配信でも言ったんだけど、今日はね、今日、2021年、5月20日のお昼ぐらいかな、三浦健太郎先生が亡くなられたというね、ニュースが飛び込んできてしまって、まあ、なかなかにね、ショックな感じではありますが、かといってね、我々何をするっていうこともできないんで、ね、せいぜい多分ベルセルク無双をやるぐらいしか、やることないと思うんで、まあとりあえず今日はさすがにそこまで余裕がないんでね、マサエフェクトを続きをやっていきたいと思います。さて我々どこに行けばいいんだこれ。もう帰る時間だと思うんだこれ。帰る時間だと思うんだよ。右手の方から行けるのかな、下から行けるのかってことはこっち、これか。もうシェパードすぐハーハー言うから、シェパード走って。なんか敵いるぞ。なんかいるね。ちょっと待って。両方とも赤い武器だから分かりづらい。いるんだが。あれ？反応があるが、この外にいるってことか。ね。ちょっと待って。どっちだ？どっちに行けばいいんだ？こっちか、普通に。敵がいないからここに来ても意味がなかったか。武器のしまい方はこう。武器のしまい方ね、本当にね、初め全然分かんなかった。どうすっかな、このまま帰っちゃっていいのかな。まあいいんだろうな、話が全部終わったからな。リアラ仲間にしないでこう戦っちゃったからな。これね。あ、ホットラブか。じゃあちょっとそこに行かなきゃダメか。さっきんとこのでもとりあえず逃がしちゃったと思うんだが、逃がしたらもう関係ないと思うんだよね。これか。違う。逃がす方向に行っちゃったからね。まあそんな皆殺しの歌を歌わなくてもいいだろう。一応ね、こうパラゴンプレイだからね。この人の話せばいいの？
Are you here to secure the situation?
大丈夫か？
How are you holding up?
You must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
奴らを話したのはお前か。
You let these things out?
I am only following the orders. Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Ragna's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
そんなに大昔の卵が。
A 1,000-year-old egg hatched?
Yes. Very tough to be so long frozen. That it survived the centuries. This is miraculous. Binary Helix plan to clone Ragnar, mass produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Ragnar. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
オスはいなかったの？
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days.
数時間というより。
This is how they spread so quickly.
楽ないわ。従順じゃない。
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Arachni do not develop properly.
そうそうそう
Her
そう。
mind
それは
is
さっき
shaping
ね、
theirs.
順序逆になってし
These
まった
Arachni
が
are、uncontrollable.
我々なら
And
な
all
んと
we
かで
need
き
to
る。
do is bring her here.
No, I am sorry, but this will not work. These Arachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
I'm not
Neutron
familiar
purge?
with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. Things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
少し時間
Once
く
the
れ。
purge is armed, we'll have to fight our way out. Give us a minute to patch up and rearm.
Sure, sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes? Mother always say I would meet a bad end.
でもまあ、助けちゃったからな。ぶっちゃけな話な。どうすっか？
I am feeling not so well.
どうでもいい。
I don't have time for this. If the matriarch isn't here, we're leaving.
I do not want so much to be here myself. But the Mira system, she will not let you leave. Is failsafe, you understand? You leave without arranging to eliminate Arachni. Maybe they spread.
どうすっかな。でもまあ、どうしようかな。楽ない。クイーンは助けちゃったんだよね。まあ、細かい子たちは全然言うこと聞かないから、やっちゃってもいいのかな。
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
ニューロンパージというのを教えてく
I
れ。
need information on the neutron purge.
The neutron purge is a failsafe system installed within the isolation tube area. In the event of irretrievable containment loss, it is used to resolve the situation.
問題解決？採集したんでは？
What exactly does this thing do?
The purge is a neutron burst weapon. 2 volumes of fissionable materials are brought together to form a critical mass. Most of the energy is released in the form of high-speed neutrons. This radiation is instantly lethal to any known form of life within 500 meters.
Nah, just a pleasant afternoon in the sun for Krogan.
グローガン
The purge is lethal to all known forms of...
Shut up. Last thing I need is some virtual wench questioning my fitness.
尋ねる。楽ないわ。
How many Rachni are in here?
I'm sorry, the sensor network is too damaged to provide an accurate count.
大体の数いい
Give。me your best guess.
Guessing is beyond my design parameters, Commander.
なるほど。生存職員
Are
は
there any survivors in here?
Lady Benezia, an executive secretary of Binary Helix,
Yeah,
is
もう
on
俺を
the
殺しちゃったんだ。
operations deck. There are no other living crew members within the lab structure.
What's the
Yo
status of
tengo
the
idea.
facility?
Containment breach in laboratory pod Gamma. The neutron purge system is functional, but has not been armed.
あ、どっちろ
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
適当なコードを言う。
Sic semper
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
Who would have those codes?
Director of Operations,
Galaxyが
Yaroslav
助けてくれた。
Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
わかった。
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
しょうがないな、あいつね。どういうことだ、口が。先にコード教えろよな。ほら、来たぞ。これ、他になんか探すとこないのかな。なんもねえな。ここだけしかない。
I am feeling not so well.
パージする、起動する方法
How
は
do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira destruct.
おお。びっくりした。これでもダメなんじゃない？も
All
う
clear.
コード分かんなかったよ。分かったのかな今ので。ミラー
Online. How can I
発動しろ。
help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any
So-
executive officer of Binary Helix.
いやだから死んじゃったんだよ。
Activate the
死んじゃったん
neutron
だ。
purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
これ進行不能なん
Are
じゃ
any
ないかな。
survivors in here?
Lady Benezia, an executive
ね
secretary of
ベネ
Binary
ジアが持ってる
Helix,
か
is on the
だってね
operations deck.
先にそっちやっちゃったか
There
ら
are no
も
other
う
living
話
crew
詰まっちゃ
members
ってないか
within
な
the
これ。
lab structure.
We're moving on.
ね
Logging you out, Commander.
これは多分進行不可能になっちゃったんじゃないと思うんだ。手に入れようと書いてあるな。でも入んのあれで。ね。なんか書いてある。あ、なんとか、あ、落ちてる落ちてる落ちてる。あんた持ってたのね。よし。まあクイーンは逃がしたし、残った言うことしかない連中はやっちゃってもいいんだろ
Online.
Ah,
How
どうしろ。
can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
う。よし、コードのある。
Code input 875-020-079. Code Omega. Local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
おお。いっぱいいるよ。ちょっと待って。
Here it comes.
サインにいるやつらね。パージした時にピューっていくけど、我々ここにいたら死ぬわ。死ぬかな、死ぬよな、きっとな。500メートル以上離れてれば多分問題ないから。 ドーンとなった。まあ解決したんだ。ミッション終了。メイトリアークベネジアを通しホットラボに残っていたラクナイを始末した。再びトラムに乗ってリフトステーションを離れる。よいしょ。さあどうするか。復活させる。バリア能力を手に入れる。まあだいぶ楽になるけどね。リフトの範囲が広がるのはいいんだよな。カーネージでゴイゴイするですね、これね。これも最高だけどね。どうすっか。ピストルは興味ないからな。ね、シャッガンアサルト。これが強いんでね、アドリナリンバーストね。タクティカルアーマーをつけておきたいっちゃ置きたいね。で、まあ、チャームを増やして、1個増やしといて、で、スロー能力が上がる。そしてリフトも上げていこう。ステーシスを覚えたか。ステーシスは使えるよね。さてと帰ろう。エレベーター乗れる？ダメだ。引っかかってる。よいしょ。電車に乗るパターンだ。リフトに乗る。リフトに乗るでよかったっけ？トラムに乗ってリフトステーションに行く。じゃあもう用がないな。帰るってことだ。いやー、ここの旅もね、なかなかね、大変だったね。本当はリアラをね、先にね、仲間入れてからなんだよ。だ結構そういうの辺フレキシブルに話ができちゃうのがこのゲーム怖いところだよね。本当は娘さんであるリアラ連れてきて、お母さんと対決させなきゃいけなかったの。すっかり忘れてた。まあキャラクターのね、空きがあるからね。お、なんか会議始まったぞ。アシュリー、次の目的地はどこ？ミューリレーに向かうの？慌てるな。慌てるな。
The Mu relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The commander's right. We can't rush off blind. We need more to go on.
What about Liara Tassoni? The matriarch's daughter. Isn't she some kind of expert on the Protheans?
お、その話が出てきた。
Yeah, right. Her mother was working for Saren. I bet she is too.
But Nezia helped us in the end. Maybe Liara will too. At the very least, we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster to find her.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
This is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew, dismissed.
Novaria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch it through to the Council?
そうそうそう、これ報告ね、入れるシーンがね、なかなかね、重要なんでね。これが結局クエストの節目なのでね、これ。
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Novaria?
And then
おっと、おごうとが。
do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
心配無用だ。
This queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
おこうと言われちゃった。落内の件で文句言われると思わなかった。ベネチア倒したことの方にこう褒めてくれないのかと思う。まあまあまあ。まあでもね、この辺の話は1作目の時だけだからね。エレベーターで地下に行きたいが、通信リンクじゃなくて、あ、そっかそっか。これまだ地下ないんだ。地下ってか2階がないんだ。そっか。この頃船ちっちゃかったからね、まだね、狭かったんだ。ナビゲーションマニュアル。ヒートモニター。で、こういうので、ちょこちょこね、小遣い稼ぎできるから、経験値。ジョーカー
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
寒さで体が凍るか、冷酷さに心臓が凍るか、どっちが先だか分かりゃしません。じゃあとりあえず
I have to go.
Alright, see you.
そろそろ行こう。ねえ、2作目の冒頭でね、大変だもんね。あ、でもここで地下降りられるんじゃない？確か。そうそう、降りられた。で、ここが格納庫で、あ、違う、こっちか。あれ？こっちは、こっちは普通の部屋か。みんなの、支出はここだ。私の部屋はここ。人事マニュアル。確かね、模型がここに置けたじゃなかったっけ？あれ模型置けなかったかな？それは2作目の時だったっけ？そっか。で、こんだけ広い、この館内でこんだけ広い空間を、持ってられるのはやっぱさすがに責任者っていうか、役職者の特権だよな。シェパードのロッカー。で、これが医務室だったな。ドクター
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
ケイダンは
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
L2?
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. I wanted to travel the stars, but humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
これが手術室だったと思ったんだよ。そうそうそうそう。まあ手術室とかにもなんか平気で入っちゃうのもどうかなと思うけどね。ケイダン。
Anything you need, Commander?
意見を聞きたい。
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
率直な意見をくれ。
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for a lost mass relay to who knows where, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich, but she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same, but things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero is a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
It's a big galaxy, Lieutenant. Who knows what will come in handy?
If you say so, sir. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
OK だ。なんか今のこの綺麗なグラフィックで見るとだいぶね男前に見えるよね。前の時はなんかこうなんていうのかないまいちな感じだったんだけど、一番下の地下っていうか下のところの、格納庫かに行くと装備の整えたりとか販売とかができ売買かができたはずなんだが、で妙に遅いんだけど、これは変わんないんだな。あ、メイコーがいた。メイコーギャレス。
Commander, nice work out there. I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at sea.
思った通り。
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
そこまでひどくないだろう。
The rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do
それほど危ないぞ。
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
それがやめた
So
理
you
由
just
か。
quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. C-Sec's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside C-Sec. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without C-Sec headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast.
そう、それはサレンと同じになっちゃう。
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
サレンはな、これで装備を変更とかできるんだよな。ね。アシュリーの装備。で、ここにアシュリーがいる。ちょっと待って、自分の装備を整えよう。アサルトライフル。サンダー4がいい感じだね。ケミカルとリコイルダンパー。どれがいいのかと言ったら、まあね、マニュアルで打ってるわけだからね、これはね。だからリコールダンパーがいいんじゃないかという気もするんだ。シャッカー。ハリケーン砲の方が強いな。ただ、連射はできないパターンだね。そこは悩みとこだね。エッジ4の方が。まあ、いい銃、ピストルを持つ必要はあんまないんだが。うん。オーダーがすごい強くなっちゃう。あとでショックつけといて。よいしょ。さて、装備品はおみつる買っちゃったからな。どっちがいいんだい？ブルーワイヤーよりテックチャージの方が、まあ難しいところだね。まあでも試しに。リクールダンパーしかない。ちょっとね。 くそ。大したものがもうない。ゲネスレックスはいいよね。タリーね、これ1個ロッカーが開いてるんですよ。まだね、リアーラが手に入ってないかな。間違えた。大したもの持ってない。確か買うとこあったと思ったんだかな。それ2だったっけ。
Commander, you have a minute to talk.
話そう。
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
連合の所属ではないからか?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
That's enough, Chief. You always second-guess your superiors?
Sir! No, sir. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
話終わっちゃった。レックスすぐ隣にいるんだよね、レックスがね、ここにね。
Shepard, what can I do for you?
個人的に質問だ。
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
そういうな。
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An
Xenophage
infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details.
出てくるんだよ、この作ったサラリアン。
All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one, and no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
この船は特別だ。
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Gek.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
どうでもいいけど、このタリの素顔って一応設定がね、あるらしいんだよね。見たことないけど。
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
AI 研究は違法では?
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. pilgrimage. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
という感じだった。
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll
tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
彼女は力になってくれ。
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
この船は姿を隠せるのか。
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
超高速だとタッチされるのか？
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. She's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
よし、まあ、いろんな人に話しかけた。言うことも上がった。よいしょと。これのエレベーターは相変わらずもっさりなんだな。ね。口か。さあどうすか。リアラを仲間にするかっていうのが流れになっちゃったな。まあ別に順当にそれでいいような気もするな。本当はまあその辺いろんなところにブラブラ歩きたいところが確かにね。リアラが入ってた方が全員が仲間入った方がいいだろうと気もするね。ズームアウト。よいしょ。どこにいるんだ。ガッキーン。かっこいいよね。さてなんもない。
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
じゃあ着陸してみるか。アームにつながったエンジンがグイーって動くのがかっこいいんでね。あんまりこう意味はないんだろうけど。さてと、ね、ここに隙間が空いてるんだよ。リア・アラーがいないから。どうすか、地球人コンビで行くか。キューン。メイクをした。車輪のついてる車が出てくるんだ。この1作目だけだからね。さあどこにいるんだ。マップを見た方がいい。ジャーナルこれか。しようかな。これなんだ。残骸。救難信号。異常観測線か。右手から回るか。なんか隕石を送ってる。マップの印をつけてこい。ここに地下。よし。おう、大丈夫。ひっくり返ったりしない。よいしょ。宝の山がそこにあるか。ありそうな雰囲気だ。これでね、ほんとその辺ほっつき歩くみたいなことがね、この頃はできたんです。はい。1の時は。あ、でもそこにもあるぞ。先にそっち行こう。資源とかが取れたの。あった。どうやって取ったっけ。確かプローブみたいなのがポンってこう、あれ調査するで押せないな。あれ押してるんだけど出ないね。どうだったっけ。あれひょっとして×ボタンがダメになってる。バカになってる。そうないな。ならないね。あれおかしいな。あれ乗るで、あれ乗れなくなったよ。おかしいな。あれ何これ。何にもボタンが反応しない。あれ何にもボタンが反応しないな。ちょっと待って。バグった？ちょっと待って。あれ何これ本当に何にも反応しないな。ちょっと待って。 いやでもなんだろう、おかしいな。あれなんだ、ちょっと待って、メイクを乗れなくなっちゃった。乗るでボタンの表示出ないもんね。です。これをするか。なんだろうね、わかんない。ちょっと待って。先に信号にとこ行くか、おとなしく。ね、ダメだもんね、確かにね。さて何があるのか。攻撃はしてこない。おお、スマッシャーもか。はい、やめてやめて。びっくりした。やられた。ちょっと待って。やられたよ。待って。ほんとめちゃくちゃこの辺からやり直しだから。ねえ、全くね。いきなりいつと戦うになると思わなかった。フラッシュこれか。間違えた。終わった？ やめろ。当たったら一発が当たったら一発だな。強えな。当たったら一発だ。あんな強かったっけ覚えてないな。でまあレックスで戦う時はさ、レックスじゃなかったっけ、誰かで戦ったよね。次の時のあれか、2の時だったっけ、戦うのって。すげえ大変だった記憶があるな。なんかね、闘技場みたいなところで戦うんだよ。いけるんじゃない？間違えた。違う。そうだ。あ、弾だね。ちょっマジか。弾があって持ってる間にやられた。マジで強いな。あ、確かにあれ宇宙で相当強いからな、あいつな。いきなり当たるにはちょっと強すぎた敵だった。弾が出ない。修理中だから弾出ないのか。遠巻きに戦うしかない。危ない。危ねえ。やべ。レーダー見たけど。あ、びっくりした。まずい。あ、マジか。本体も移動してきてるんだな、あれな。突き上げ狙ってるんだね、あれずっとね。触手だけかと思ったらそうじゃないんだ。 うわー、やべえ、すげえ超苦戦してるんだけど。これ。当たってねえな。この間にあれだな、回復するしかない。そういうことないからな。どうだった？手でこっち。小さい点がむしろあれなんだな。本体だけだな。小さい点の方が本体だからな。どこだ？待て。逃げろ。嘘！やられた。ここまで来てやられた。マジか。ここまで来てやられた。強いな、もう。強いな。マジか。っていうか、やっぱ10年の間に結局この腕が全部落ちてるんでね、射撃する瞬間にこう目標ずれてるもんな。ね。当たんねえもんな。 んと見ながら叩かないと。どういった？でもあれだね、時間がかけて慎重に戦えばなんとかなりそうな雰囲気だね。どういった？まだ生きてる。慎重に行こうし。やってんだよ。ちょっと逃げられた。やったのか？やったの？経験値入ったよね。経験値入ってからやったんだと思う。こう今ででででんででんみたいなこうかっこいい音楽が流れないのか。こう降りちゃって大丈夫これ。またこう一応セーブしてここで。ここでセーブしておかないとあれじゃない。また登ってこれないとかってありえるんじゃない。とりあえず降りてみて。いたいた。下になってる。
Soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
うん。救難信号罠だったなじゃあ。家福提督の部隊か。こんなところでこんな話が。ちょっと違う。これ。シュレッダーだ。これどうやって乗るんだろうなと思うもんなこれ。メイコよし、今度はメイコ乗るできたね、ちゃんとね。これいけるかな。確かね、ああいうこう鉱脈見つけたときにはビーコンみたいなのぶち込んで手に入れることができたはずなんだけどな。ここなんかあった。ミイラ化したサラリアン。これもなんかやんなきゃいけないのか。ID タグ回収。ミロン隊長の ID タグを見つけた。なぜこんな場所にいるのかは不明だ。うん。じゃあ何が入った？うん。 日はあれかな、宇宙怪獣と戦ったってだからねえ、書いておくか。本当にね、めちゃくちゃこう腕が落ちてるからね、まずいなぁとは思うね、やっぱしね。難易度、これノーマルなんだけど、ノーマルでこんなに苦戦してるんじゃない？あとこれか。よいしょ。なんだろう。スキルが足らない。スキルが足らないできたもんだ。向こうのなんかあれだ、鉱脈みたいなやつ、それにマーキング入れられたはずなんだかな。あったこれで。さてこれね、ほらね、出たでしょ、このビーコみたいな。すごいな、これ太陽かな。太陽光線がすげえことしてるね。まあだいぶこう宇宙の冒険らしくなってきたんじゃない？とりあえずメイコに乗っかって、どうだったっけ？違うあれどうやって帰ったっけ？こうか、帰ります。よし。ね。というわけでね、初めてのね、スレッシャーモーかと戦ったんだが、めちゃくちゃ苦戦をしてしまったという感じでございますな。あれ昔そんなに苦戦したっけな。こんなもんじゃんっていう風な感じで戦って、2の時に乗り物じゃなくて直接に戦って、こんな強かったのみたいな感じだったと思ったんだけど、完璧に腕が落ちたんだろうね、やっぱしね。しばらくやってなかったもんな、こういう、TPS とかやってなかったからね。いや、てか、やっぱ10年も経てばね、腕も落ちるよね、やっぱりね。という、反省点がいろいろありながら、今回はここまでで、次回もこのチャンネルにエデュケーション。じゃあ、またね。